We're back.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Breeze Shooters podcast show. Hold on, let me make sure our levels are right. Can you hear me, Chris?
Oh wait, I gotta put this.
Yeah,
here.
that's how earphones.
I can't. Oh, what, y'all? Chris.
Did they upgrade or?
I don't know if they upgraded, but we haven't been here in a minute. So.
Yeah. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. This is the Breeze Shooters show. I'm your host, Lou, joined by my very good friend,
Christopher.
Wow, he went full, Chris. And we are the Breeze Shooters podcast. Today's show is brought to you by the Social Nostra Network. It's the network of, what are they? Influencers, content creators, and just all overall good folks, man.
It's just it's like autism. There's a whole bunch of umbrellas that span out. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, wow.
We're special people right now.
So my guy calls me up. Laura, I got a dilemma. He's like, I'm dating this Instagram model. She's pretty popping right now. He goes, and I'm on my Explore page. I see her picture. I click on it, and it brings me to a guy who posted her on his page. And underneath, it's all da-da-da-da-da, hashtag mine. Congratulations on your latest accomplishment. Somebody underneath writes, oh, now you're making it IG official? So he says to me, I don't know what to do with this information. I said, well, this is a dilemma. So he said, well, I feel like if I confront her, she's going to try and weasel her way out of it. I said, listen, Instagram, social media is very broad and you know how it works. I said, you have to really sit with this and you got to decide if you're this insecure, do you want to be in this situation? Drop a comment. How did I advise?
And thank you for tuning in and joining us today. We have a very special guest. We have actor, director, writer Roberto Mercado. Yo, sometimes
See, this is why you gotta take time off, cause your Puerto Ricanness comes out, and I love it.
And he's gonna be here in a few. We're gonna talk about his new film. And just the guy is a very talented brother out of Brooklyn, has done a lot of work. So we're gonna dive into that. And it's Pride Month, Chris.
It's Pride Month?
Yes.
Oh, June is Pride Month?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm seeing the rainbow flag all over the place, so I'm assuming it is for the entire.
No, but after Dave Chappelle, you see the rainbow flag everywhere. Like they they powered up. But
you know what? What are you doing over here? What is this, Chris? Is this what I think it is?
You're really afraid of getting canceled. I love it. I love to get you nervous. All right, here we go. Oh no. Listen, I did my own thing over here, and I know that you normally. How come I feel? Look, I'm out of focus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't go too far. You gotta kind of stay close.
All right, here we go. Listen, look, you asking me what's this?
It looks like a grandma's sopa, but
it has. Believe it or not, it has. You know. I like that you said that. You know, when you were sick,
yes,
back in the day,
yes,
your grandma's soup was the soup that there was no fucking antibiotics for us. There was no fucking. It was some concoction,
some recipe that was passed down
from the ancestors of the Indians in the Taino land, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that, because today I'm brought to you by Griffin Moss. This is my guy, Griffin Moss.
Woo.
Sea moss, natural, organic, great quality. My guy Zeph from he's
from the Barbarians.
From the
right?
Barbarians. He's a pioneer. He's a pioneer.
Guys, if you want to get motivated about working out, you have to check out Zeph on IG. He is an animal, just a total animal. And it's amazing the things that he does and the group of guys that work out with him on a weekly basis. So definitely check him out on Instagram. And you could click his link in the bio, and he has a link for the sea moss if you want it.
Griffin Moss, yeah.
Griffin Moss.
Yeah, this one right here, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you tell him Big Chris from the Breeze Shooters sent you, and you do a video of 20 clean push-ups. because it's about health, he might give you a discount. It all depends on your push-up form. I'm letting you know right now. Griffin Moss, what?
You don't be giving people a heart attack just because they think they're gonna get a discount.
No, I said they might. I'm not doing no false advertising. You hit him up. My guy Zeph. Barbarians. You hit him up and you send him a little clip of you doing do 20 clean push-ups because this guy's a perfectionist. And then you tell him Big Chris from the Breeze Shooters sent you. He just might give you a discount. I'm gonna. Go ahead. This is the good stuff.
Is it?
It's the good stuff.
So explain to the people that may not be familiar with this. Do you dilute this, dilute it, or was it?
Actually, it's like a gel,
Okay.
right? So you do it like you're making a tea, right?
2 teaspoons.
I do 2 teaspoons. This one, this is my favorite one. This is sorrel. Sorrel, for those of you, is hibiscus. I like saying the word hibiscus. It gives me a tingle.
It's funny because the way it rolled up, I said, "Wow, that was pretty smooth."
No, I like it. I like it so much. Sometimes I'm just laying around, just hibiscus, just to feel good. So I do this one. I mix this one with the. I boil the water, put 2 tablespoons of the sorrel from Griffin Moss, high quality. Put it in there. It dilutes, and then I put I scrape a little bit of fresh ginger in there. As a matter of fact, this time you can see the pieces of ginger. I went.
Strong.
That's what I do. A strong ginger for a strong human being. Anyway.
I left you a seltzer there if you want. Help yourself.
You see, it's closed. It's closed. We don't want to build Cosby. It's closed. It's closed. We're trying to do everything. We're trying to do everything the right way.
So yeah, definitely. If you're in the market for some sea moss, definitely check out our man Zeft on IG. Also, he gives you a ton of advice on workout routines to get yourself right. He's a good follow. Some of the stuff that he does is a little advanced, but he, if you look back, he does some basic stuff.
No, he's a trainer. That's why.
Yeah, he's a personal trainer.
He's a personal trainer. So he's gonna take you. He's gonna start you off at the level that you're supposed to be at. But great, like you said, great motivator. And I forgot to tell you guys. 20 push-ups, Big Chris, and
What's promo code?
Promo code Breeze Shooters.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado.
Wait! I haven't finished my promo.
Yeah, let them do the promo.
Come on, man.
Rob, we're gonna be here all day.
Don't be going into my pockets.
okay.
You're going to my pockets.
That's the point.
I'm a patient guy. I need to learn.
No. Besides the push-ups and mentioning Breeze Shooters to Zeph and the Griffin Moss family, you got to go and subscribe to our channel. That's key.
Chris, you're making them work real hard for this possible discount that may or may not happen. The key thing is, go subscribe to Breeze Shooters podcast and tell Zeph that you did. He'll take care of you.
There you go.
Forget about the push-ups.
Yo, why you gotta cut into my promo? Now I gotta share it with you. I wasn't planning to share. Robert, talk to us, baby.
Without further ado, today's guest, the talented Mr. Roberto Mercado. Did I say it right?
Oh, you guys said it perfectly. Yo, I'm gonna take the page from our guys at the Drink Champs, and I'm gonna applaud that. That was good. You don't know, I fight with him because his pronunciation of Spanish names. I lose sleep at night.
Oh my God! I think I try to do justice to. I always say Mercado.
That's perfect.
And that, even if like someone on the other line, they're like, "Okay, Mr. Robert," they say, and I'm like, "At least I tried."
You know what pissed me off? Mercado. Don't do Mercado. Come on,
don't be the person to say it yourself.
That's him. That's him. He's learning though. He's learning. I'm proud.
That's good. I'm happy.
Rob, is it okay if I call you Rob?
Yeah.
Rob, you're a Brooklynite?
Yes, I am. I live 10 minutes from here.
Oh, you get out of here!
Yeah.
Nice.
I live in Los Sudes. Yeah.
Nice. What high school you went to?
I went to El Puente Academy for Peace and Justice, and it's a school around social justice, and it used to be located right at the foot of the Williamsburg Bridge, kind of by that by Washington Park there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like right there. And it was a small school, but it was it was a great experience. I learned so much, and it was like the first thing you learned is all about Columbus didn't discover America, okay? You know, so you take
That's
that
the
with
school.
you.
That's the school to go to.
Right,
That's
that's
the
what
school
I'm
to
saying.
go to.
So I'm proud of it. I gotta rep it. You know, I
Nice.
went to APA.
So, let's stay there. I'm assuming that's where it started for you, your acting career. That's where it first began. Your love for it.
I would definitely say it evolved there. You know, as a kid, I would always be like, I would see the movie Scream, and I would just start writing scripts, and I'd go to school, and I'd be like handing it out, and I'm like, but you're gonna, and I'd be casting it too.
Wow.
And I'd be, they'd say, yeah, if you could be Buffy, you'd make yourself Buffy too, because I'm always casting myself in the lead role. You know, and I'm like, well, you know, you gotta make it your own. But yeah, in high school, I had some great professors, and they encouraged us to actually write. So we would write plays, and they would say, and it's the school's so beautiful, it's like, okay, what's the important topics that we have going on in our community? And it was the play, the last one that I remember was called Alex in Candyland, and it was about high fructose corn syrup, how it's causing obesity and all these things, and like just really trying to send important messages
Awareness.
to the community.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so I took that, and that's what I always try to do, like with my projects, like always have hot topics, otherwise there's no point to creating them, because you know people should learn from it.
It's more
you
the
know?
same. You're trying and really appreciate it, because that's the thing. We grew up on corn fructose syrup and all that, and it's just and
Quarter waters.
as you can exactly nowadays all that and when we start now that I'm a bit older, I started looking into the labels, and I'm like, I've been putting poison, like, but it's small amounts, but there's a lot of poison throughout, you know.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So that awareness, like I appreciate those messages in your project is amazing. So
You gotta try to plant the seeds, like my mom says. Plant the seeds, at least, you know. It's for whatever it's worth, you know. If it makes a difference in one person's life, that's great.
That's
hey,
all. Hey,
I tried, you know. I did
that's
my
it.
best.
No,
you
that's
know?
it. That's it.
So Rob, take us through that. So so early on you got this, you're developing this love for like reenacting movies, writing movies, and you know doing I guess implementing, you know, messages of what's going on in the world. What happened next? How did you kind of develop that or take it to the next level?
I feel like once I got out of high school, you know, I always tell people there's not really a roadmap. I feel like, especially in our communities where it's like, I'm the only actor I could think of in my family, honestly. So I don't know. I didn't have anyone to go to and say, what do you do next when you graduate high school if that's what you're interested in? So you just got to figure it out. You got to do research. And I was lucky enough, the internet was booming around when I got out of high school. It was 2005. And there was Backstage.com.
Yes.
Joined that, and I took classes with Tap NYC. I met some great actors there. It was like a setup where everybody does big shows together, and then they invite industry to come watch you, and then it's supposed to get you a chance to break into the industry, you know. So I did that, and I met some great people, and then I was realizing I'm in retail at the same time, and I'm like, it's so hard to audition. It's so hard to have that balance of, you know, what you actually want to do for a passion for a living, and then what you need to do to survive. And I was realizing I couldn't get out to the auditions. You know, you audition, if you're a full-time working actor, you audition for 200 things in a year, and maybe you get 2 of them, and that's great. But if you're also balancing another job, it's a little harder to get out to those auditions. So I said, bam, I'm gonna make my own films. I'm gonna write my own films about what I'm interested in. I'm gonna cast myself. I'm gonna cast the people that I wanna work with, and that's what I did. You know, I had a great, a buddy who was into music, that he is still into music. He's a rapper, Jay Mula, and he always connected me with anybody he worked with on his music. He's like, oh, you could work with Rob, and he'll get me like a discount. Like, hey, thanks for looking out. We're gonna shoot this film. You know, it's a lot of love. It's important message. You know, so I started from there and just building my network of actors that I work with, and say, hey, if I meet you, I'm like, I'm gonna work with you. Don't forget. You know, we're gonna work together again.
Smart.
You know, and build our community.
I'm so- go ahead, Chris,
Give me
go.
a second, you know, because I'm a little bit, and I don't. He said
Backstage, not the back page.
Oh, because Backpage. I used to use Backpage to hook up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Backpage.
You see where he's going with it, right?
Okay, yeah, I thought I was ahead of that.
You threw me off.
Okay.
You threw me off, Rob.
yeah,
Rob, you
yeah,
threw me off.
Backpage.
I'm sorry. All right. Backstage.
Yeah, you
Backstage.
nodded very quickly. You said, yes, Backstage.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I saw it,
I'm a
yeah.
VIP member.
Okay.
I was, babe.
hear that.
I was a VIP. No more VIP. No more
more.
Backpage. That doesn't even exist no more.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know. I don't know.
Okay.
What was your first film?
The first film that I wrote, I directed, and I acted in was God, I Miss You.
Got it.
Yeah, and it was God, comma, I Miss You. And that title, for me, my teachers in high school, my English teacher in high school told me, she gave me a book, rather, that said the use of the comma. Because she said I sucked at using commas.
I'm overkill. I put it everywhere.
Right. So I was like, you know what? My first film, I'm gonna put a comma in my title. Like nobody puts commas in their film title. I was like, I'm gonna call it God, comma, I miss you. You know. And it also for me, it meant like I felt like in life you say that a lot. Like it'll be someone you haven't seen in forever. And you're like, damn, God, I miss you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes life hits you hard, and you find yourself like, God, I miss you. Like where you at? You know, like sorry, I've been missed. You know.
That's awesome.
So that first title came to me, and that film was, I wrote it in 2012, and I wrote it that it's supposed to take place in 2027, and it's the economic collapse of America.
Oh wow!
And that there's a global
You might have
lockdown.
You pulled a Nostradamus on us.
I don't know.
You pulled a Nostradamus. You know what? Don't write no more scripts.
Keep it current.
Oh, right, yeah. All right, more, you know, we're all going to hit the lotto.
Yes, I didn't get into those two, okay? Disney, if you're watching, I can do those too, you know? Yeah, and I just wrote that because I didn't see anybody talking about stuff like that. I'm like, there's so many films about everything else under the sun. I was like, if I'm going to be the only person to write about something like this, then
Stand
I'll
out,
do it.
100%.
Like, why not, you know, and have as much fun and go as crazy and just say what I want to say, you know? And that's, I think, the luxury, especially when you're first starting out, because you start realizing, like, maybe I can't say that too much. You know, you got to, you know, be diplomatic,
Yeah,
a little more
exactly.
diplomatic as you get older. But yeah, that was my first. The next one was Godless Men, and that one was all written based off the idea of, well, the first film, I shot so much of it just like in houses and apartments. I'm like, I got to get out. So I said, I'm going to work on the train. I don't know what the movie's going to be about, but I'm going to go on a subway. And I shot it on the G train, close to Hughes over there.
So you just roll with it and whatever comes to you.
No, I wrote it, but
Okay.
I knew I had to be on a train.
Okay.
So I started writing scenes of the characters in the train stations, and different things happened, but it was all based off of the Men in Black phenomenon,
Gotcha.
right?
Okay.
So it's like I had been watching a lot of documentaries at the time, and there was stuff that people were like, oh, I was actually abducted, and then I had people knock on my door in suits trying to intimidate me, all this stuff. So I wanted to do it justice. I was like, I really listened to all those people, all these different people, and they had heartfelt stories, their tears in their eyes telling these stories. I was like, all right, I want to tell an interesting story. It had Latinos, all different diverse casts, so it was still had a heart of like being New Yorkers and still normal everyday drama, but a little bit of sci-fi, and still a little sci-fi, but interestingly enough, inspired by true, at least from as far as I know,
true events.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that intrigued me, yeah.
And how did the first two films do? Like, where were you able to put them up on?
Honestly, the first film, I was able to put it up, originally when it launched, it was in the online film festival. And that was the only film festival that I had ever put it in, honestly. Because I felt like myself looking at it, I was like, it's not perfect, it's not there. I left it up on YouTube, and I got like over 1,000 views,
Okay,
and I was like on
good.
several, and I was like, oh, that's great. And I took all the lessons I learned. Like, you learn so much when you're trying to do this like guerrilla filmmaking thing. Like, you know, you learn who to work with, who not to work with, and like with that film, I was coming out of pocket, paying for cinematographers while I was still directing, and I was like, I can't afford this. Honestly, I can't afford it. So I was like, I'm gonna get my own equipment. So by the time I did the second film, I had invested in equipment, And then with that film, I realized I need my own computer to edit. So I went from, I got my, so now, so I'm still, you know, you got, when you're doing this on your own independent filmmaker.
Yeah, the grind is crazy.
You got to build it up. I'm so impressed with this studio, by the way. You guys, this looks great.
Thank you, thank you. I would like to say that I live on the top floor, but I'll be lying.
You can lie. He lives on the top floor. I heard it's a good rumor. It's a good rumor.
So that first film, if you had a gauge, how much do you end up spending to produce that film? And the reason why I'm doing it, Rob, is because we have a lot of people that follow us, and they're creators too.
Right.
But they're always like, how do we get started? You know. And I'm glad that you just shared what you did, because yeah, you could create something and you could put it up, and you might not be totally happy with it, but it's like exercise. The more you do it, the more reps you get, the better you're gonna be. Not everything's a Martin Scorsese type production.
No,
yeah. But what was like more or less? How much do you think?
I would say, if I think of, and the other thing I learned with that film, I will say, is the time, because I wrote that film, and it took from the first, I shot it, and then it was like almost a year later where I actually said, some of the stuff is like, what is this? I'm like, this is, don't torture people with scenes that you think are funny or you think is so clever. Get that out. If it doesn't serve the story, get it out. Nobody wants that. So I was like, all right, I'm going to rewrite this opening scene. I rewrote a couple of scenes throughout. And so it was almost like a 2 to 3 year process from when I first shot an original version of it to putting out the final version. And like I said, I was hiring cinematographers, and it depends on who I hired. I ended up working with 3 different ones, and some of them cost different amounts. But I would say the most expensive for a day would have been probably like, and this is 2012, so it's not not set for inflation, but it was like $350, and then other people were like, they wanted to really work with me. They were hungry. They're like, I could do this for you. Come out for 120, 150. I'm like, great. I didn't have any means. I was like, whatever I got to do to get this made, I was gonna pay it. It was me putting aside sacrifice that works for me.
Not for none. That's a lot. I mean, that could get pricey though, man. That could get.
It seems like a common thread, because we one of our closest friends, and we actually dib and dab after our 40s. We decided to do movies and stuff. Yeah. Our guy Alex Hugo. Yeah. It's a common thread. The grind and the budget that you have to move, or the lack of, in order to get your story, to get your project out there. So and when you're doing it by yourself, I know it's a lot tougher. So it seems like a common thread.
Chris, he's on the other side of the camera, so it got to be extra hard, because now you shoot it, you think it's a good scene, you come back, oh man, I'm out of position, or this person, so. And
what he said about the scene, when you like, it's like a first draft to a second draft, and you, let me take this out because it really doesn't fit in there. And that's why it takes time. We shot a movie almost 2 years ago. No. About 2 years ago, and it's coming out now. And he explained to us, you know what? Is that we got to do this, we got editing. This part didn't work. Let me take it out. So so it's crazy. It's crazy.
And one thing I learned that I am so grateful for this last project, the Divine Intervention, that I never really did with the other projects, was to do table reads. And I did table reads like 2 months before we started shooting. Like just reading the script that I had. It was 16 pages at the time, but by the time we started filming the pages, it was 32 pages.
Wow, so, doubled up.
Yeah, and it was just because I heard everybody speaking, and some stuff I was like, again, what is this scene?
Exactly.
Nobody wants to see this. Trust me, you're going for something, but I don't know about that, bro. Like, cut that out and put something. Like I said, anytime it doesn't motivate the story, doesn't move the story, just get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it expanded, and I introduced even more characters, and it was because I started like, oh, this one's funny. If she had a sister, oh man, it'll be trouble. And you end up writing those things in last minute, and I would definitely recommend anyone who's considering to do their next project to try out a couple table reads and challenge yourself to be like, all right, I'm gonna edit these scripts, hold up.
We tried, and it was bad.
What do you mean?
It was
no, for us.
For us, it was bad because
it was via Zoom too.
No. I'm talking about when we in the car reading
Oh
lines.
yeah.
Like people reached out, like special educators reached out to me. Chris, do you need help?
Are you concerned?
So what are you talking about? No, I saw you reading these lines with Lou, and it was something like you had a problem reading.
You can tell you missed a couple of classes.
Sometimes you gotta do.
Okay. It's all right.
Hey Rob, you don't gotta be nice, Rob. You tell them about
I'm
you.
gonna just sip this over here.
Hey Rob, so you brought up divine intervention.
Thank you, Django. And what about loving?
Loving is important because is it? Is it important? I read your book. I know what you say. Love is the essential existential fact. Love is the very absence of fear. And to love in spite of what we've been through is an act of bravery and our ticket out of hell. But this doesn't look like heaven. And I don't feel brave. What I feel is guilt.
And that's the latest film. Is it a film or a series?
It's a series.
It's a series.
I just put out the pilot. So the pilot is in the film festival circuit right now.
And it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I just got contacted today, and they said right before I came over, and VIZ Film Festival have us as official selection right now.
God bless.
Yes.
Congrats,
So I'm like, yay, very good. I appreciate it. So it's like, I always tell everyone, give all the credit to the cast and the crew and everybody else.
That's you being humble. No, we're gonna give the credit to you.
No,
Robert Mercado deserves all the credit.
Gracias. I love you all. Y'all the best. You guys made it happen. Because nobody wants to see my bald head doing all these things these lovely ladies did.
So first of all, the little bit that I did see, very powerful movie, very powerful scenes. I want to talk about one particular scene that, I was just really captivated, and it includes the lovely Black Rose, who we had on this. She came on before.
Yeah.
Out of here.
Yo, you flipping? You don't even know what the fuck is going on.
I saw you and him with your wieners out on the couch.
Babe, we were just squeezing one up.
Oh.
Babe, seriously.
It's a man's thing.
Yeah, a gay man's thing. And you're playing in my face like I'm stupid. I'm not jumping on the pride float right now.
We can talk this.
No, I'm done.
Please.
No.
Babe, for real.
Get away from me.
Like you just let me explain to you. Fuck! Yo, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Ow!
For real? Fuck!
And correct me if I'm wrong. So it seems like she walked in on you when you were doing something with somebody else, and she's your wife. I'm assuming.
She's my long-term girlfriend.
Long-term girlfriend, and it's a really intense scene where she smacks you.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I don't know if you got her mad that day, but that sounded like a really hard slap. I said, yo, she must have been pissed because she used to box, so I know.
Man, she slapped me at least 17 times.
No.
We had to do so many takes. Ooh, sorry. We did so many takes. I think this one, I'm not sure. I think so. I may have pulled it.
I can still.
No, I hear you now. Okay, yep.
Okay.
Sorry, but we did like 17 takes, so I got slapped real good by her. But she's great. I'm stronger than I look. She's great.
You're a better man than I am. It's gonna be one and done with me. I don't care if it comes out or not. You put some CGI or whatever you call that. Put some, do something.
You have to.
No, but listen. Rob does get her back at it. He kind of wrestles on top.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, yo, that was hard.
Oh my God. I was like, with that scene, I really wanted to do, because in the opening scene, or one of the opening scenes, you see an altercation between Winter, the character Winter, and her boyfriend Joey, played by Winter Santos and Jonathan Villanueva. They get into an altercation. The guy hits the woman. He smacks her, right? Okay. And then he proceeds, and he goes after her with the gun and everything. And that was one situation. And then this situation was an incident that escalated between a man and a woman again. But this time, the man grabbed her, but then she slaps him. So then I wanted to have that conversation, because I feel like that's important. So many people in the community are going through this every day. But it's like, so let's have the conversation. People go back to these people, and I wanted to show that in a true, honest way. Like, So my character is the one, I get slapped, but then I am trying to pull her. I don't want her to leave, but then she falls to the floor. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm immediately sorry about it, but then she reads me down. It's like, you're just like your father. And I think I wanted to connect that to the audience to say, like, so this guy, he's damaged. He's got a lot going on, but you throw that person away. So now is he worthy to be a character on the show? Because he may have a little bit of a dark side. It's different if it's a villain who does that, but what if it's the character you love?
Exactly.
So I felt like it was an interesting conversation to have. And maybe I'll kill my character off if nobody likes it, but you know.
We're not killing nobody right now. We're not killing nobody.
There's a lot of people getting killed in this series. You know, it has a mystery tinge to it, so people keep getting whacked. But maybe I'll be next. I'm not sure.
So unlike a film, a series is ongoing, right? So did you complete like the first whole season, or is that just one episode? Like, where are you with the project?
Yeah, so right now I have completed the first 3 episodes and templated the 4th and 5th. And I think for this season, I really want to keep it nice and compact and short, and just like I have a vision for where I feel like it can end nicely to, even if I don't do another season and I do spin-offs of it, that it's still like the Divine Intervention could hold on its own.
Okay.
So I haven't mapped out the whole scene. That's why I'm just like, it still excites me because I'm discovering new things that I want to do with it. And I always tend to go sci-fi, and I already see some of the sci-fi elements I'm going to have to go with this. So I'm like, get ready, guys. It's going to be some hard-hitting Latino and diverse cast, but there'll be some surprises.
How long are the episodes, more or less?
Well, this one was 44 minutes.
Okay.
This one was 44 minutes, but I think I want to keep them a little bit more compact going forward. With this film, with the pilot, I actually hired a DP. And what I realized is that going forward, I really do want to take more control behind the camera and just own it all together. Like I saw Zack Snyder's
Director's cut.
His recent film, the zombie film in the mall, I can't believe I'm forgetting it right now, but he was the director of photography and he was the director. Wow. And that's a big thing, you know, it's taking a lot of responsibility. But I think it's important if you really want to own the project and really have your vision.
Your vision, exactly.
So I'm like, going forward, I know I'm going to be the DP and the director, so I'm just like excited. Yeah. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a whole new animal with the next episodes too. So
Rob, more power to you, man. That is awesome. Hey, Rob, because can you walk us through how do you create a series? And a 2-part question. And where are you going to park it, or is it parked anywhere yet where folks will go and watch it?
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it when you create a series, for me, is you have to have an interesting story that you want to share, a message that you want to say to the world that you feel like is unique. Like, ask yourself, why should someone watch this? Why this? Why not something else? And if you feel like you really got something there, then keep expanding with it. But for me, I can't really map something out. I'll have to literally sit and say what just comes to mind.
Oh, like, you improvise as you go.
I just start. Yep. And I think and I think of an actor I actually want to work with. I'm like, all right, what if she walked in? And I'm like, oh, she would say this, she would say that. And then I think of another actor. I'm like, oh, okay. And I start creating it. All the films and projects I worked on, a lot of them are like the same actors, like the Tyler Perry vibe, you know, where he just like he reuses a lot of the same actors, but sometimes different parts. I love that, you know. It's a unique thing. In theater, for example, sometimes you have this beautiful connection. You do 6-week show, and oh my God, now you're a family and you love each other. But then you may not see each other again, but you'll hope maybe you'll do another show together.
Exactly.
And that doesn't really happen in film, especially because there's not a lot of films that are completely like all diverse cast. So the likelihood of all you guys getting back together again
it's
for a
tough.
big project, not likely.
Exactly.
So at least for now, I'm like, I love to work with these guys. My cast, like I keep saying.
And I love that. I love the concept. If you ever need a fat, sexy guy, call.
I already thought of some characters for you guys.
You see, I'm the money maker. He thought it's just the money. It's not you. It's me.
Okay.
It's not me.
You know,
It's me.
I have my wheels are turning about DTF. I was gonna ask about DTF.
Like, it means one thing here, but it means other things.
I was curious about that one. I was curious about that title there.
So, where can folks find Divine Intervention?
Oh, so yeah. Sorry for
No, that's fine.
trailing off. But the Divine Intervention right now, I'm not sharing it publicly. It's only in festivals. I want to release it when I have more of the episodes shot.
Okay.
So this summer we're gonna be recommencing and getting back on set. So it'll be the final 3 to 4 episodes shot. Then I'll put them all out at the same time, or
Nice.
at least roll them out like closer together, because I don't want anyone to like lose interest. Like, oh, that was cool, but where'd it go? And I forget it, you know. So when I could give people a nice juicy something to bite into, then I'll release it. But
A
for right
particular
now-
platform, or you decide that when you're ready to release it. Oh, I'm gonna do
think
it
that's-
Amazon. I'm gonna do YouTube. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
I'm looking into so many different things. I see. I need to do honestly. I need to do more research. I've seen great success with Tubi. A lot of
Tubi, yeah.
people get on Tubi. So that's something I'm looking into.
Okay.
And then I don't know. Like you said, there's Amazon, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
So it'd be like a game time decision after you do your research.
yeah, I have to do a little bit more research, but I definitely want to have it to share with the people, because there's so many. These actors did so great. Like they gave their heart and soul. In this first episode, it's already got 3 selections for awards.
That's amazing.
So
That is amazing.
they did great. I just want people to be able to see, like, oh, come on, like, there's like a huge cast. There's like 15 of us in this pilot at least. So
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
know.
God bless.
That is awesome. Do you have like an agent, or are you doing all the legwork yourself?
I do. I have an agent from Long Island Models, and that's someone that I do acting with, but not someone that works with like my film gigs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do that all myself.
That's all you. Another hat.
Yeah, so you know, you gotta work. You gotta put your name out
Exactly.
there, and let people know that you're hungry, that you want to work, and that you're serious about this. You know, people can tell if you have a real passion. And I've been blessed to work with some great people, and I want to just keep doing that. Keep allowing like myself to shine, and just getting to know people and putting myself out there and being open to it.
And that's what it is.
It's
People
all
get
about
scared,
that.
right?
To the videographers,
Don't do it.
videographers,
I saw, and wait, say cinematographers.
cinematographers.
Yeah, I saw that episode. I was like, okay.
Rob is looking at you. He's like,
I was like,
this guy's going into a
listen.
convulsion.
To all those, because I understand we all got to make $1, whatever. But if I'm in that position, all bullshit aside, if you win, I win. If I work with you, I don't have to hit you over the head with a price, you know.
Right.
But me personally, I work for food.
Right.
So
He's very busy.
Okay. That was a good one, but that was a nice
Yo, no
one.
fat jokes. You know, I'm self-conscious about my weight,
He's
bro.
sensitive. He's very sensitive.
I'm sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something?
Oh, I was going to say, by all means, I've worked for free so much, especially when you're an actor coming up. But you always got to know your worth. So make
Exactly.
sure if you're doing a lot of work, you're compensated. You want to be
Mhm,
compensated.
100%.
You got to, you want to get to that level of professionalism where you're getting compensated. So if you can't do it, you can't do it. No hard feelings. But if you could do it, by all means. It's like, hey, if you're free and you're available to do something, get out there and do it.
Absolutely.
Why not? You're just building your network,
I was kind of stalking you because I'm looking at your IG profile.
Okay.
And no, I'm sorry, your IMBD. And I saw you had a photo with John Ramos and Lynn Moran. Were you in the Heights?
Oh,
It looked like it was the pool scene. I said,
Yeah.
because there was so many people there, it would have been hard to see.
Oh
if
my
you were
God,
there.
yeah. I was one of the million extras that was in that pool scene. I was lucky enough to get
Nice.
some pictures with Anthony Ramos.
I'm
and
sorry,
Dasha
I said John.
Polanco
Anthony
and,
Ramos, yeah.
Daphne Rubin Big. I was like, oh, can I get a picture? And they were so sweet. I was like, oh, that's nice. And Lin-Manuel, I just have to say this because he's great. He's like one of my inspirations. We got rained out on 2 occasions, 2 days in a row, shooting that pool scene. And he took the hour and a half that it took for the rain to stop to speak to all the extras,
Wow.
like one by one. So
Wow.
anybody who wanted to come say hi to him, he was standing there. They all came up. He said hi, took a picture. I tried to take a video, and he's like, no. I was like, oh. But I still cherish that little video of him going, oh. I'm like, oh, I love you, Lynn. I love you, Lynn, But he was so cool. I was like, you don't see that on sets, you know?
I've heard
That
stories about his humbleness, so that right there just puts an exclamation point on.
Yeah, that was a great experience. And the magic was surreal. See the director, John M. Chu, he got in the pool. That was so inspirational. I'm like seeing the director just getting down and dirty. He jumped in the water. He had the camera and all that, and he was there just like the rest of us. We were all busting our butt, and
you're soaking all that in.
Yeah, it was very inspirational. It was like that power is.
No,
insane.
that scene itself is amazing. The coordination, how everyone's leg is going up at all synchronized, and it was just beautiful. It was really beautiful, and I know it couldn't have been an easy scene either. To shoot.
It was crazy. We shot for days, and it was cold, at certain points of the day. But John, the director, I was watching an interview of his, and he said, I love that we have all these Latinos doing this scene that's so exquisite with the dance moves, because it shows that they could have been doing it for years. It didn't have to be till 2020 where this happened. We could have been a part of films back in the 50s also, in the 40s, Some people were, under the radar, that, were passing and all that, but we could have been bigger, so.
Hey, Rob, I'm talking about, let's do West Side Story again. Let's get the real case.
Hey, I can't say anything about. I would say, I didn't get to watch that film. I didn't get to watch it. But I appreciate that it's keeping visibility for Latinos.
Yeah,
it's keeping visibility. So that's great. Hey, we just got a Latina. She got an Oscar.
Yeah.
I'll take that win,
No, absolutely. You have to. It's the small ones that, that matter. Yeah. And hopefully over time, the market is more balanced and there's more representation. And I see a lot of networks are trying to go in that direction, but it's just, like you said before, it's just a slow process.
Yeah.
We're too far along. It's just,
exactly. This is the time to do it too. Yeah. This is the time, it's been, we got to sprinkle here and there of a Spanish. I think if you think about sitcoms, what, George Lopez? Can you think about anything else?
Yeah, he has a new show.
Oh yeah,
his daughters. Yeah.
Oh, you see,
that's cool.
But George is.
It took him a long time.
Exactly.
And George is still fighting all the time. You hear him; he's very vocal. He's at a point in his career where.
Yeah, I'm grateful for. I see a lot of series get greenlit, but then a lot of them get canceled. I see that conversation happening where they're like, oh. Latinos were the last one cast, but then we're the first ones cut. So it's another tough conversation. I'm grateful to be in the rooms, but I think more people do got to, like you said, like you guys did a film 2 years ago. You guys have your radio show. Like it's like you can't wait for people to seat you at the table. You got to make your own table yourself. You're capable. Do it. Because sometimes you might not want to be at the tables you're being invited to either.
Exactly. So, you want to have options at the end of the day.
So I saw that you did some work on Sex in the City too, right? Mm-hmm. And my wife will kill me if I didn't ask you this. How was that experience?
Oh man, that was so cool. I got to sit right behind the girls in the wedding scene, the gay wedding in the opening scene, and that was cool. Just being like nosy, like trying to see what's going on. And I would say it was interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll tell you gossip off the air.
Okay.
I'll tell you some gossip
off the record.
But I thought, from what I saw, Kim Cattrall, the blonde from the show, I thought she seemed so nice. Like they were all wearing these gowns, of course, looking gorgeous and 6-inch heels. But there was like a wooden bridge that it's really hard for a lady to get up. So she was like, one of the extras helped her up, and she said, "Oh, thanks, honey," or whatever. And she's like, she was just like really cool, and she took some time to chat. So I thought she was the most personable. That's on the record.
Okay.
Kim Cattrall, she's a sweetheart. From what I saw.
All right, so what I'm taking away, the other ones.
They were talking to each other. And a lot of actors on set, they do that. They don't want to, they don't know the extras, so it's not so easy just to spark up conversation. But you like to think if it's us, we'd be like, hey, what are you guys up to?
Exactly,
you would think we would do that. But these people have been acting since they're like 11 years old. They're 30 years in the game. So people,
it's a little different.
A little different. I hope we all always stay that humble that we
exactly.
Exactly. When you're on like a set like that for a big production, because there's a lot of money that's put into that project. what are some of the things that you take away from that? Like, are I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you're observing, and you're observing differently from other people because you're like, all right, when I'm making my next film, like, what are you taking away from that type of experience?
I just see how the directors, because there's a director and then there's a cinematographer a lot of time, like we were talking about earlier. So I always look at how they interact and like how sometimes people are more hands-on, sometimes people are very like, oh, relax, like they really trust that person, and they just want to monitor the acting, you know. So I try to figure out and take all those little tips from them, like, okay, like with this last one, I really learned, you know, in particular, that my job, end of the day, is to make sure I always get the best performance. So just really always setting that space, and always being able to set the environment where people feel comfortable to go there. Because like you said, a lot of it is really intense, and it's pretty triggering, and you want people to be able to go there in the environment where they feel safe, you know, because it's a lot to put that out there. You know, it's real tears you cry. even if you brought them from over, they're still real tears, you know. Especially if you get slapped by Rose 17 times, real tears.
6-foot Dominican girl from Washington Heights, man.
You don't want no beef for her. You don't want no beef.
Were there any funny moments from the from making the series that you could share with us? Anything that stands out?
I think the funniest moments. Well, I just loved having one of the actors, Laura. She was in the bathtub for one of the scenes, and she was supposed to be like hungover and drunk, and I felt like she just hammed that up the whole time, just like really enjoying giving that hungover vibe in there. So that was probably, I thought, like the one that stands out to me as the most like hilarious moment. And I worked with her in a play, Latin Lives, like in 2014. Okay. So it was nice to finally work with her on film. She was my wife in that. And now she's, we allude that maybe she tried to have something with me. So it's a little nod to that, you know, that we've worked together before. But that was probably the thing that I think stood out as the funniest. There was always something crazy happening on set.
I'm asking you that because when you get a group of Latinos together, it's just that energy, and you know, I know there's a lot of.
It's a party.
Yeah, it's a party. It's just fun, you know.
I will say that everybody was very professional. I think it was like, you know, I didn't really think about it till now. It occurred to me because they asked. I'm always watching interview people, and they asked the people on Buffy. They said, "Did you guys have so much fun?" They're like, "We worked a lot." And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, "Damn, we really didn't have so much time to like go crazy and have that party vibe, because we just were like at it." Like for
laser
example, Rose, we shot in her place, and she had to do that scene, and then I had let her know. I was like, "Oh, they hooked." Like I was like, "Somebody's looking for an actress, and they need you today." And she's like, So they talk. And I'm like, all right, so I'll go to your house. We're going to shoot this scene. But she had to be out right after that scene was done to go on to the next job. So it's like, we didn't have no time to have no, you know, maybe we took a shot on the low there. But, you know, that was about it. You know, people take their green team breaks and regroup. But it was just like, everybody's like, we got, you know, we want to get it done. Because we had a 6-day shoot schedule. And we jammed it out. It was like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it was long days. So we didn't have as much fun, but you know, we ate good in between.
That's
and
it.
Those breaks, we ate good.
That's it.
What I was so generally when you're shooting a film, what's the duration? How much time does it normally take you? Do you condense it into 5 days, or do you stretch it out?
I try to do it to make the most sense, to maximize people's time, because a lot of times, you know, actors not available that many days. And to get, if you have a scene with 2 people, okay, you have to get 2 people plus you and the other person who's helping you out and the other person's helping you out, to all have the same day available. But then when it's a scene with 5 people, it's even harder. So you want to just try to figure out how many scenes are going to be with Vanessa and Delia. Okay, that, and so I need them. I had somebody fly in from Florida, Jeff Pedro, he flew in from Florida, so I only had him for 1 day to shoot his scene. So I knew, okay, Sunday we're shooting everything with Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually everything with Jeff and his wife. So we shot everything with Jeff and Vanessa Ortiz, we love you. We shot everything with them all on Sunday. So for me, I just try to maximize the shoot schedule. I always appreciate everybody's time. So I'm like, I could get you in as quick. If we shoot longer, we'll get it out, and you guys don't have to see me for like till next year when we're shooting the next episode. So I do it based around that. So as many scenes as I can fit into a day without killing everybody, I try to do it that way, just so we can get it in and people can get back to their busy lives, because everybody's hustling, doing something else.
So you wear a ton of hats. What is your favorite thing to do? Write, act, or direct?
I would say to write, because there's nothing more exciting than seeing when that comes to life.
Nice.
The creativity.
And I think it goes back to like childhood, playing with your toys, and you're like, you got Storm and Wolverine over here, and you're like, hey, girl, whatever you're saying. And it's like you're seeing it acted out. So it's like when you're a writer, it's almost like that evolution where it's like, now you're playing with the big dogs. Now there's humans who are actually going to say what you wrote, so hopefully you're writing something people want to say. So, I think I get a lot of joy from that, because I feel like even if I wasn't an actor, but I was writing, I would still feel content. But definitely writing and then acting, I think they're like right neck and neck. It's hard to choose.
1A and 1B. 1A and 1B.
Writing, acting, and being on stage is so different than on film. Have you guys ever acted in plays?
No.
Oh my God, it's really intense. So, and it's a whole nother beast. It's so different than being on film. So, I definitely recommend anybody who's an actor, try out for some plays too, just to challenge yourself, because you learn a lot. And it's the real authentic experience, I would say, of acting, because there's no, and acting on film, we've all heard about people and probably seen people that you could cut that scene up and make it look like it's something, but on a stage,
it's right there.
Yeah,
There's no
so
line, no
it's a
hiding.
real challenge. So I definitely recommend anybody who's acting out there, do something live. Even if you're a stand-up comic, that's wonderful. I support you.
That's
We
what
love to
Lou's been trying to, and I appreciate him for that. He's been trying to get me on stage. And every time we have, because we have comedy based, and we have comedians over, they tell you, just get 5 minutes together. And Lou's been trying, but my worry is because I don't want my bubble to be popped. I feel like I'm a very, very funny human being. So if I stand up over there and then all I hear is crickets, I'm like, I'm gonna point the finger at them. You guys are the problem.
But your friends, we're gonna come out. We support.
Exactly. That's what I said. I
you got your plants in the audience. We're like, whatever you say.
What do we say? What do we say?
Yeah. I got my mask on. I don't know. So.
Hey, Rob, we're coming up against the clock here, so I want to give you this opportunity to plug any of your work, where people can find you, where people can reach out to you. Go ahead. It's all yours, brother.
Thanks. Hey guys, you can just reach out and follow my page, Robert Mercado World on IG, Robert Mercado World on YouTube. Follow the channel. Have some surprises coming there, as far as maybe my own podcast. Who knows? But there's a lot of good stuff on my YouTube page and my Instagram. So I would say stick there, and The Divine Intervention, at The Divine Intervention on Instagram. Follow us and stay up to date with all the good juicy gossip on that set. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Robert Mercado.
Aye, whip out. Thank you for having me. You guys are great.